Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals was a game of final desperation for the Timberwolves.
They better get rid of us. They better get rid of us, Luke. They better get rid of us, Luke. Man, we can't go home tonight.
Minnesota came into the game looking like they had only one goal in mind: survive or die trying. They displayed a blend of strategic defense, aggressive offense, and hazardous resilience under pressure. After rewatching the game, there were 5 main keys that unlocked the Wolves' chance at survival, and here is a detailed breakdown of all of them. Number 1, Anthony Edwards' renewed aggressiveness. Anthony Edwards was all about starts and finishes.
Hold on as he takes it right down the middle into the heart of the D.
He took the game quarter by quarter. In the first, he attacked downhill to get paint touches.
Good screen, Anderson. Edwards sets up and drills it.
And was rewarded by going to the line 8 times. This is the Edwards that didn't show up in Game 1.
Doncic nudging his way into the defense. Edwards who picked up a foul.
I don't know about this.
He was uber aggressive, and that aggression was forcing the Mavs defense into rotation constantly.
Put it off one leg. Impossible.
3, and that is down. McDaniels puts it there.
In the second and third quarter, he was quieter and went a very long stretch without scoring between those periods. However, in the fourth, he started mixing it up.
5, Edwards looking to make a move. Jones in the way. Spins, leans, fires, card.
Relying more on his pull-up jumper.
Gobert a screen twice. Mid-ranger, Edwards off the glass for 2, and the lead is 3.
He didn't take or make a single 3 in the fourth, instead opting to do his damage in the mid-range.
Edwards, another screen, a 2,
That's huge.
big-time shot.
That is absolutely huge.
And occasionally playmaking for others.
Towns 3, the confidence is busting.
But who made the play?
His aggressiveness really set the tone for the Wolves, and when they needed him most, he delivered in the clutch.
Moves into Edwards.
Great
And
defense.
lost the ball. You better believe it. Edwards with great D.
Number 2, resilience. Despite overwhelming foul trouble, managing foul trouble was crucial for Minnesota. Here are just a few of the bad, silly fouls they committed.
Vacuumed in by Doncic. A bump by Gobert and a foul on Rudy Gobert.
Oh, and Gobert having words with
Say just
Doncic.
said something to him.
Sure did.
Cat was especially bad at accumulating unnecessary fouls, picking up his 3rd foul in the second.
Here's a 3. Rebound Towns. Picked up by Dallas.
And number 3. Number 3 on Towns.
And when we got to the 3rd, he picked up his 4th.
Towns with the fake. Again hard. And the collision into Kleber.
Number 4.
But Coach Finch decided to trust his star. And how did he repay him? Well, he picked up a 5th one in the 3rd.
Towns makes a move.
And number 5 now. I was just getting ready to say, Chris Finch, Micah Norton rolling the dice here.
The 4th quarter wasn't much different, ending with him eventually fouling out.
Doncic maneuvers, leans, fires, foul. Towns.
And that's a 3, and that's going to be 5,
He's
6
gone.
on Towns.
He's gone. As Minnesota's in the middle of an 11-2 run. Foul, Carl Anthony.
But he wasn't the only one. Almost everyone in a Wolves uniform was in foul trouble.
Trying to find an escape hatch here. He bumps into Gobert. The ball jarred free. It is a whistle, and it is a foul. And number 3 on Gobert.
But despite all this, the Wolves were resilient. And with the starters risking disqualification, it was next man up. Sometimes you have to win ugly, and the Wolves were determined to get the W at any cost. Number 3, clutch 3-point shooting, courtesy of Karl Anthony Towns. While Cat's silly fouls were a headache, he made up for it with his hot shooting. Now in Game 3, Karl Anthony Towns went 0 of 8 from 3-point range. So in Game 4, his 3-point shooting was going to be a critical factor in Minnesota's offensive success. But it wasn't until the 3rd quarter, after getting frustrated by the officiating, that he launched his first one.
3, that's the first. His first attempt, and he gets it to fall.
And after seeing that first one go in, his confidence ballooned. With the Wolves unable to play super aggressive due to all the fouls, the Mavs were able to dance their way to the rim in the 4th.
Kyrie Irving.
So they know with Towns and Gobert having those 5 fouls, they can be aggressive on those high screening rolls.
But fortunately for Minnesota fans, the Wolves were able to respond by leveraging Cat's ability to stretch the floor.
Edwards to Towns, screen Anderson, 3 of good.
The big fella was doing all he could to prevent Dallas from closing the gap.
Towns 3, the confidence is busting.
While providing some much-needed points to give the Wolves a bit of a cushion during crucial moments down the stretch.
Towns 3, another one!
He couldn't buy one in game 3, and now he can't miss.
Number 4, managing Luka and Kyrie. With Edwards' aggressiveness, Minnesota started him as the primary defender on Luka.
And Doncic, 33 points in game 3. Long shot there, no. Picked up by Karl-Anthony Towns.
Edwards was giving no room to Luka, rejecting the switch as much as he could.
There goes Doncic nudging his way into the defense. Edwards who picked up a foul.
McDaniels fully complemented Edwards' aggressiveness, leaving Luka with no option but to pass the rock.
Teammates the defense of McDaniels, pounding his way, trying to get free.
This aggressiveness was crucial because even with just a shred of daylight, Luka was feasting.
Doncic way outside.
By utilizing this approach, Minnesota effectively managed Luka's impact without overcommitting defensively.
Shot clock is down to 9 for Luka, and Anderson now back up on his horse with the defense. Shot clock at 4. Doncic will set off balance. Rebound, Naz Reid.
Maintaining solid defensive rotations and avoiding easy baskets.
5 assists in only 32 minutes in this series.
Doncic maneuvers, doubled on the play. Naz Reid has come off the bench.
The Timberwolves also decided to overload the strong side to offer help when Luka was posting up.
Washington will spin on McDaniels inside Towns, who is playing an aggressive start to this second half.
And decided to start McDaniels on Kyrie. McDaniels' ball pressure on Uncle Drew really seemed to have Kyrie overthinking and slipping.
Gobert in front of Irving. Left-handed pass. Thrown away, a turnover. Henderson's got it.
And with Rudy's shot-blocking gravity in full force, Uncle Drew was struggling to finish in his usual ways.
And Dallas points off turnovers huge. Irving right to the rack.
He was worried about tracking Rudy Gobert coming back for the block.
By varying their defensive schemes, the Timberwolves disrupted the rhythm of Dallas's star players, forcing Luka and Kyrie to rely on their teammates, who struggled to convert consistently.
Ended by Kyrie Irving. And Irving the other way. McDaniels on him. In the corner. Open. Washington.
Number 5, key contributions from role players. Even though Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards will get a lot of the credit for carrying the scoring load, Minnesota won this game collectively as a team, and the contributions they got off the bench cannot be overstated. Kyle Anderson only had 2 points.
It goes Conley, the cutting Anderson, and over Gafford. That's a tough shot.
Good.
But he was huge for the Wolves in this game.
Got it. Now it's Alexander Walker. Will put up a 3. No good. Anderson gets the rebound. 3. Conley good.
The areas where he shined most were as a defender, screen setter, and connective playmaker.
And he finds Reid. Scoops it up and in. Hardy knocked away by the great defense of Anderson. Here comes Edwards the other way. Nice transition for Minnesota.
Alexander Walker was everywhere, sacrificing his body to give his team extra possessions.
The ball loose, the diving Alexander Walker gets it for Minnesota.
And even though he only had 6 points, those points came as a result of 2 huge threes when the Mavs were on a run and the Wolves were desperate for a bucket. With the NBA Finals on the line, teams tend to turn up the clutchness. But here, things were different. A gut-wrenching Kyrie turnover led to a foul on Conley with 20 seconds to go.
Try to ham in Edwards. It's off to Conley and a foul.
Conley under pressure made just 1 of his 2 free throws. Luka then sank an improbable 29-foot jumper while drawing a foul.
Eyes on him right now.
Doncic with the desperation. And a foul! He got it!
Providing hope for the Mavericks' chances, but his miracle shot was undercut by his missed free throw.
Oh, that's huge.
And with that, Minnesota ensured that they could withstand Dallas's final push and close out the game successfully. Now, with the series at 3-1, will the Wolves make history to become the first team to come back from 3-0? History says no. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, be the GOAT of that moment. Stay GOATed.